So yeah, I'm Blomqvist from Berlin. It's my second time in Paris. Tonight I'm playing in Maxim's de Paris. It's pretty exciting for me because last time was great, and yeah, I don't know what happens tonight. I think we'll be good. Hey, welcome on Intruders TV.
The master word for you is emotion with warmth and organic. Is it a kind of subliminal message versus digital only, or?
No, I don't think so. It's not a certain message. It's like I just do what I like, and yeah, for me it's like really interesting because I think these synthesizers are really fat sounds. You can never have a bass sound is that fat like a synthesizer, but the synthesizers usually are sometimes a bit flat, and I really love to layer these flat sounds with a self-made guitar. Okay. And then you can give them much more dynamic, I think. Sometimes it doesn't fit, sometimes it's really hard to layer it together, but that's what I love, to combine these two elements. But there's no certain message, it's just like that.
But you're using some digital tools, for example.
Sure, yeah, mostly. I'm working completely with Cubase. And then the very first idea is always on my guitar. And then I go to my computer and working with Cubase, arrange the whole track, do everything. And then after all, when it's finished, then I'm going to the studio and record some basses or pianos and then layer it on the track afterwards.
And sometimes we saw with mates, your mates, you got 3 people working kind of permanently with you. You've kept the state of mind of working in a band, if I can say that.
Yeah, it's a bit like this. Yeah, it's it's like that's what I want to do. In the end, I really want to play with my piano player and my drummer live all the time. Our first show together with 3 persons, like a real band, was on New Year's Eve in Hamburg, and this was great. It's so much more fun for me, for sure.
And about your music session with your crew, you compose first, and all the tracks are ready to be played. That's how it works.
Yeah, sure. In the end, I do everything on my own, and yeah, then that's a bit like, sometimes I feel ashamed because I really tell them like, okay, you have to play this, you have to play this, but these guys are really great, and I love them. They never complain, always just playing tight, and yeah, sometimes they say like, hey, it would be better like this, and then for sure, then usually it's better. But then yeah, I have a certain idea in my head, and honestly, I can be really nerdy to fix it like this. I don't know, but yeah, in the end, it makes much more fun to play together, for sure.
About the music and tools, you were for 7 years as a singer in the garage rock band, and so you traded your guitar against an APC 40.
This one, yeah.
Yeah. For a guy coming from garage rock band, it was a kind of shame. It's a complete change of personality, no?
For me, it wasn't a complete change, because in this grunge band, you can call it punk rock band or hardcore band or whatever, we always had a certain idea of a certain melody, and at this time, and for me, it was interesting to combine this melody ideas with this punk rock, screaming parts and everything. And yeah, then when I came to Berlin, for me was this electronic music was just interesting, but this idea of doing melodies and arrangements, for me it's still the same, and I'm just using different instruments.
And you began to make some electronic music when you went to Berlin. But before going to Berlin, did you have a sensibility to electronic dance music?
Yeah, sure. It was a bit difficult because the city where I was born, between Hamburg and Hanover in the north of Germany, there were no clubs or something. The only clubs that we had was a punk rock club. Okay. But yeah, I really loved it from the beginning. For example, do you know the band Blomqvist maybe? And I really loved how they combine guitar music with dance music. But for me, I had no entrance. Yeah, you can say it like this. There was no entrance to go into. Okay. but I was always interested for sure. But then in Berlin, the doors were open and like you could go everywhere, and it was so fascinating.
Right, yeah.
And then for sure, for me it was really like, oh, yeah, that's what I want to do.
And are you aware that you were to do with? I've seen a video by, for instance, with you on a rooftop, playing with keyboards and singing with drummers. Are you aware that it's an original way to do in electronic music?
To play live?
To play like this, yeah.
I think the most important thing is that what you do, you have to do it real, to keep it authentic. And for me, it's kind of being myself, to play in a band or to play it live somehow. But if other guys are more authentic to do it another way, then I think the most important thing is just if you perform something, you have to be authentic, because if you're not, then it's not that serious, and you know.
And also for the future, you've made some EPs, but do you feel ready to make an album, or only EP for the moment?
I'm working on my album. It's nearly done. I have 18 tracks, and now it's the part where I have to decide which one I want to finish first, and then and actually, honestly, it should have been finished in the end of March, but I think maybe I won't get it until then. I don't know.
But just about the color of the song, so you've worked on it, they're not completely finished, but about the color, what could it be?
I think it will stay with my sound for this album, that with a lot of guitar and piano and vocals, and I will still keep this part of minimal stuff, like not this Detroit or Chicago style, but Berlin minimal stuff maybe, and I think it will be a bit more pop music style than before, a bit more. Maybe some tracks can actually be played in the radio or something. It's not that techno stuff maybe, but I really want to do a mixture like.
Okay. It's in a kind of continuity of what you've done until now, not a complete change, but a kind of sum up in an album of who you are.
Yeah, exactly. You can say like it's. I think the style would not change that much. Maybe the tempo, and the sounds and the instruments for this album will stay the same. Maybe after that I will try something new, but I think for this album, the sounds will stay like before.